Imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, imperfect, imperfectly, imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect couple. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to the Imperfectly Perfect Couple Show, podcast, and all that good jazz. I'm Kandy.
And I'm Tank.
What's going on?
Oh, man.
How was your day?
What's
going on?
Well, you know, homeschooling. That's how my day's been going, homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make sure that these children got themselves together.
That's right.
You and yours, both of you too.
Whew. Lord Jesus, it's coming along.
It's coming along.
Yeah, but I be pained.
Yeah.
I be in pain.
Yeah.
I be in so much pain. And it'd be many of days to where I'd be like, all right, tough it out. You only got this amount of weeks left.
You're doing good. I can honestly say you're doing good. You're doing really good, in my opinion.
This baby's hurt my body. And the crazy thing is, everybody keeps saying, like, you're not big. You're not big at all.
I mean, you're doing February, and it's December, like almost the middle of December.
Yeah.
So I think you're doing real good.
Probably just all baby, huh?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But if you was to see her walk,
oh, I walk like Fred G. Sanford.
no, that walk is terrible. That walk is through. Like
my mom was like during during Gabe's little birthday cake and ice cream.
Yeah.
She like, oh, Dwayne, oh Tank. He caught my baby walking bad.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
So.
And guys, I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's a challenge with us trying to get these episodes out.
It is.
Just the dynamics. I mean, I know those of you that may or may not know that experience pregnancy and all that good stuff. Just the dynamics weighs different on the couple or the relation. It's just different, you know. It's a struggle. I ain't gonna lie, it's a struggle, but we doing good.
It's a lot of mental.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah,
I think because like many a days, my mental be so thrown off that I can't get my body together. So
that's understandable.
Yeah, but you know, still the same thing. The sciatic nerve pain down the left side. I started physical therapy.
That's a good thing. How that's been going?
So it's really, I've only gotten like really the evaluation and then the first session in so far. They're trying to work in a second session to where I'm going 2 times a week now.
You need it.
I need 5. But but yeah, so we're gonna see what's gonna go on. So hopefully, you know. You
mentioned something about we celebrated Gabe's birthday. You want to let him know?
So Gabe turned 11 last Monday.
You got a big old 11-year-old out here in these streets.
Oh my goodness. And he going through so many different little changes.
Oh man.
And stuff that I don't even want to talk about because it's gonna be his doing.
He girl crazy right now. Like most definitely. The preteen years is they marching up the street. You know what I mean? So they there. Like he's interested. You know what I'm saying? But overall, he just really want to spread his wings. He want to get out and be more sociable. You know what I'm saying?
And which he probably could have been.
I mean, but even though, you know what I'm saying, just the dynamic. I mean, in my opinion, I just think that the dynamics, the way how we used to, interact, different things we used to do when we was his age, at 11, 12. You know what I'm saying? Most of those things ain't even there. You know what I'm saying? Just going to the mall, you may be seeing somebody there or a place. You know what I'm saying?
Going to the butterfly.
Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I remember the butterfly. I used to love the butterfly.
It's a real deal trip now. In order to take your children out to do something like that, you gotta go. You really going somewhere. So
try.
Yeah, it's you got to plan it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it can't be done, but to me, I just think it's just the dynamics of things. You are setting up a day of festivities. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, he enjoyed his birthday. Those of you that follow the Imperfectly Perfect Couple page, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, most definitely that's where a lot of the content. And then if you guys want to see exclusive behind the scenes, just kind of like a day in a life type of situation, majority of that material is posted on the Imperfectly Perfect Couple Facebook, and sometimes I think I've been putting it on the YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, and the Instagram. So yeah, the Imperfect Couple social media pages is where that content is exclusively at. Facebook and Instagram. Them the only places where you're gonna see that type of stuff. So, if you want to be nosy and see what goes on or type of content, come on in.
Oh, that was one thing too. Like, some people were asking, like, why we waited so long to basically show who our children were. Because I got that comment that was thrown to me, like, oh,
yeah, and actually somebody did comment on that.
Oh, you putting your kids on social media now?
Yeah.
So basically, it was a choice that we were kind of undecided on at first. And it was one thing that we talked about because years before, even when we first had Gabe and, when our other children followed, we weren't social media people to where we were like, let's put our children on Facebook. No.
That's true.
Because everything, it all really started with Facebook before Instagram and all of that came along. So when people, like family members or friends, would post pictures of our children, we'd be like, nope, take it down. Nope. I know people were getting annoyed by it, but it's what you decide to do as a parent.
Yeah.
And I feel that everybody has that choice and that right. When you're the parent of somebody, you can protect your children in whatever way that you choose to protect them.
Yeah.
As long as it's not harming them or, whatever. So that was our way of more so protecting our children. Because one of the things that I told Tank before too, like, you just think about like the predators and all of that stuff that are out there that are really paying attention to who your children are.
The freaky deaky motherfucker.
Yeah, them people. And it's to the point to where it's like, yeah, you have friends on social media that you know or may know from school or may know from work or through somebody. But you also have friends on there that you don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
You don't know how their lifestyle is set up. You don't know what they're into.
Shit, even the people that you do know.
And the people, that's true
that you
too.
think you know.
That's true too. But, I got to thinking, I got way more deeper in detail. Because I started thinking like, if I can recognize your kids when your kids are not with you in public, what is somebody else looking at too? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that's what kind of made me I don't think it's time right now because this and this. And I was going back and forth. It was more so of a battle of deciding like when we were actually going to do it, how often we're going to actually do it, because, we're still kind of, making those rules as we go. So
yeah, well, if I can add to what she was saying, I agree with that, but I'd like to add to it. And what that is that in the beginning, we were new, we were new parents. And then, just like she said, just the whole idea of, because one of the other things, well, I'm going to say the whole ideal of, but the thing is, most people, I don't think that they really understand how the internet works. It's like, that stuff is there forever. You know what I'm saying? So there were different things to where that I had read up on, to where, like how certain people was posting certain images, and then you seeing that you or even your child or whoever is on a baby lotion bottle in a whole different country. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you didn't read that, because I don't know nobody that actually read the fine print on none of these social media platforms when you signed up. So you didn't read that, and you don't know that you really didn't gave away your rights for them to use your images and material for marketing, promotion, usage, or even selling it for that matter. So, I knew about that type of stuff because, I just know. So that was part of it. And then the other thing too, I think as Cassidy came along, and of course they were asking about certain games, especially when they started getting a little bit older and they started to understand the dynamics on, they wanted to do certain things. I always knew it was going to become a time and point to where when they were going to, like, we can't control that forever. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, just try to educate them the best. Like when they do, when it was time for them to start, having tablets and wanting to do more besides just like the baby games or whatever the case. And then it's like, I think we just needed time in a nutshell. We just needed time, I think. That's what it is. It's a personal choice. It was nothing personal towards people. It was just a straight up personal choice. You know what I'm saying? And hell, nothing stays the same forever.
Right.
Everything, people change and evolve and situations change. So that's what I like to say about that. Okay. That's what I say about that there. What else? You got something else? I was about to ask you something else too when you had said about kids being posted, whatever. Oh, I'll tell you this too. Something now I'm thinking about it. Well, she hasn't heard of this yet, but
heard of what?
She hadn't heard of this yet. This is the season to be giving, because we about 2 weeks away?
Oh my goodness.
From Christmas, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks away from Christmas. Now, it ain't much, but I hear a lot of your cries and a lot of your whimpers at night and thinking about how you going to fill your cars up. I hear that. Maybe the Imperfect couple can help you guys out with that. Stay tuned. Maybe giving away some cash apps. It's going to be a couple of some simple steps on what you could or cannot do or what you should do in order to receive it. I'm thinking maybe $250 either cash apps or gift cards. Probably cash apps because you can get that directly, or Zelle or whatever the case, get that directly. But we'll just see how that go. Details most definitely coming within by the end of this week. When you see this, most definitely the details should be rolled out. What you think about that?
Cha-ching.
All right. So just a little something, a little $50 here, a little $50 there. Not a lot, but it can help that empty gas tank.
Okay, because like gas prices are GPAs, like 3.2s and 3.5s.
That's true.
Like
That's true. They up there. They most definitely up there.
Oh Lord, and we got 2 trucks.
Oh,
okay,
not just regular trucks.
We don't have regular trucks. We have trucks
that take premium
gas only.
Or either flex fuel.
That's it.
And then we ain't gonna talk about Charlie. What Charlie's put up now. Charlie's put up. I can do a little something with that. But if you drive him the way how he can hit the streets.
Charlie is premium too.
He can go. He can go. So we understand. We there. You know what I mean? We there. We feel the pains. We do. So, anything caught your eye? What's been social media wise? What's up?
It was just one little post. But I can put, you can put it into perspective. Right. How you want to put it. I seen one of my
Oh, it's a long post.
I seen one of my friends post this, and I'm like,
it's a long post.
Whew, it's a long thing to read. Okay, so it says, just getting your input on this. It says, pay attention to the friends and the family who doesn't wish you a happy birthday, but when it's everybody else's, they write a book. Pay attention to the friends and family who doesn't type or who doesn't hype your selfie up, but when you post it, but hypes everyone else's up. Pay attention to the friends and family who doesn't like your pictures on Instagram, Facebook, or your post, period, but love everyone else's. Pay attention to the friends and family who doesn't clap for you when you win, but congratulate others. It says a lot of people are around to be nosy, not because they actually care. They said know who to keep around and know who to keep at a distance. I thought that was like a mouthful.
I mean, yeah, you know, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, but like I've said before, you know, I'll say like within the last year and a half, like I've said before, it's a lot of things that a lot of people are starting to experience and starting to see or even repeat over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can see and feel what a person's intentions are before they eat. They don't have
get
to.
To your doorstep.
Yeah, they don't have to. You don't have to actually fully experience the BS. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So basically, a lot of people discernment is really kicking in, but the sad part about it, a lot of people don't even realize what it is. They don't even acknowledge that. So they just constantly going with the flow. You know, so that's one of the reasons why you may be experiencing some of the same BS. You know what I'm saying, or same quote unquote, as they say, toxic situations or whatever the case, is because you haven't really fully learned and took out whatever that message is. You know what I'm saying? I think overall people just need time for self, man. You know, people be so quick to, you know, it's an image here and an image there, and you know, like one of my boys say, you know, just because you know the way how social media, especially like with our generation, I say, what started with us and is trickling on down. With social media, when you think about all of them, you know, from every post, from every picture, tweet, whatever the case, is all life has changed to a certain extent, and it's all about status. You know what I'm saying? So your stat is to make a point. You know what I'm saying? So people get so lost in trying to prove a point to other people, and it's like, dog, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's cool when people be, you know, disconnecting from social media just to, you know what I'm saying, just to regroup yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just to rekindle your thoughts. You know, so.
Because I was gonna say too, just to add, like, it depends on how, like how you said, like how you live in your life in a sense. Because some people live their life through these social media sites, and people do get offended or take it personally. Oh, I posted this picture and I seen everybody else like my picture, but didn't nobody, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't like it and you my family member, or you didn't like it and you supposed to be my friend. Like, I think it's one thing to have a relationship with somebody like a friend or a family member to where you talk to them on a regular basis, and sometimes it do slip their mind to where they don't comment right away, or they forget to tell you, oh, you know, I forgot it was your kid's birthday, or happy belated, or something like that. But I think it's more to it too, because if these same people before the social media occurred or before it got real heavy and popular, if some of these same people weren't like doing this beforehand, you know, why are you getting so mad about it now if they couldn't even pick up the phone and call you? Yeah. Or when texting came out, you know, and they knew you had your own number or whatever the case, or your own cell phone number,
they can be direct with you.
They can be direct. They don't have to go through your parents or whoever else to get to you anymore, you know. So it's like it's kind of like a catch-22. Yeah, because
that catch-22 part is, you know, I think it's a thing too in some situations that it'd be disappointment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For if you don't receive those likes or whatever's, you know what I'm saying, it'd be the fact of disappointment. So that's the catch-22 part about it, you know what I'm saying? So, but see, that's why I say that it's important to take that self time to, you know, just to see where you are as a person, and then to see how you fit in people's lives, you know what I'm saying? because once again, like I stated before, things and people don't stay the same. And that's where people pick and choose. People pick and choose on what pieces they want to apply to certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do it. Everybody do it. You know, so and I think it's a thing to where like when you able to sit back and really fully just digest just the whole situation, sometimes it can be you.
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? And actually a lot of times it is you, because you are the common denominator in the equation. If you removed yourself from half of the shit, or even if you see or if you feel as if it's something that ain't right, man, you know, so that's why one of my things is you versus you. A lot of times it's you versus you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel as if, oh no, this person should do this or this and this and that, you know, but hey, that's
nobody
that.
at the end of the day is really obligated to
Don't nobody owe you nothing.
Nobody owe you just because you commented happy birthday on their status and they never responded to you or never said thank you. That was you putting yourself in that situation. You wanted to be the one to say, oh hey, happy birthday.
Right. Don't
take it personal if somebody don't like your stuff or don't stat your stuff. It's not.
Well, speaking of not liking and statting your stuff, it was something that quite a lot of people have seen. I know you've seen it too. And that one thing was dealing with the toy. It was a meme saying something about little boys playing with
kitchen
sets.
Because they have stuff like they have toys now that are geared to be gender neutral now. So
even if it's not geared toward being gender neutral.
I'm just saying.
No, but what I'm saying too, even though it's not necessarily geared toward gender gender neutral, people are everybody's supposed to be one and in harmony. And that's some bullshit. I'ma just come out and say it. Is not that.
But what I was gonna explain was that because they put blue and gray colors on it and call it a kitchen set, they are gearing it towards a boy. Or remember a few years ago when the Easy Bake Oven came out,
man,
and they made it to where they put a little boy on the box and said how boys can bake too.
Man, listen, man. Like, look, okay. This is my take on that. This is my take. My take is this. Will I go to the store and buy my son a damn kitchen set or a Easy Bake Oven? Hell no. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, if it's a thing to where if my son, our son is, your
son in this situation.
playing with, his sisters is playing with the Easy Bake Oven, or they playing with the kitchen set, and he down here playing with them, or whatever the case, so be it. Or if we out, so be it. I'm not, hey boy, what you doing? Get your ass up. That's not gonna be me. But my thing is, I'm not about to buy that. You know exactly what that was geared toward, when we were coming up. It was geared toward, these toys are for girls. Such and such toys is for boys.
Gender roles.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, it's like you don't see a damn lion trying to do what birds do. I mean, come on, chill out, man. But and then people had the nerve to try to say, well, cooks make this and cooks make that. Now I got this one from a post that I read earlier, to where how women were trying to justify that. Well, chefs make this and chefs make that. Well, they also had barbecue grills too. Play barbecue grills that you can get your sons. They had that. But what about for some of the women that had those kitchen sets and still can't cook worth shit? It's a lot of y'all out there, especially in our generation. It's a lot of y'all that can't cook worth shit. Nothing. So hey, you gotta make that make sense to me. You can't justify that. Then I seen another one that was funny, to where it's like, well, since y'all so tough on letting y'all sons play with these kitchen sets and you will buy them one, make sure you buy them a car or you know what I'm saying, buy them a Power Wheel. So he'll know not to drive my daughter's car because a lot of these motherfuckers out here, they ain't got cars neither. And they just taking y'all shit, dropping y'all off, see you, baby, pick you up. So, I mean, make it make sense. I want the smoke. You can call in to get a smoke. 1-844-YOUVENT or Imperfectly Perfect Couple at gmail.com.
You want all the smoke?
I want it. Bring it. Let's have it.
I think too, like it got something to do with the male.
What would you mean?
Listen, no, I'm serious. I think it has something to do with the male either being in the household or being a dominant figure in that child's life too. Because not bashing single mothers or whatever, because women, it's been proven, we cannot raise men. We can try our best and do what we have to do and show them the example of how to be a man, but most men that are raised by women have to show themselves how to be a man if they don't have that dominant figure. And a lot of times it be cases to where it's single mothers or women that really don't have those male dominant roles around them to even, their father, their grandfather, or whoever to show that boy or to have that input on that woman to kind of say, kitchen set, I don't know about that. Like, okay, he go to preschool and play with a kitchen set. Or,
who was that supposed to be, the dude voice?
No, I'm just, maybe it is supposed to be it's supposed to be the dude voice, but I'm not saying.
Don't say it like that.
Oh my goodness, I'm saying it in my tone though, but I'm just saying coming from the male point of view, they may look at it like, I don't think that's the right choice. Now, if they go to school or a kindergarten or whatever, and y'all got a kitchen set, of course the little boy's gonna be in the kitchen with the little girl. They gonna play house and do all of that stuff. Like, that's different. Okay. But I really believe that because they don't have that figure in their life to kind of mold, or I would say a strong male figure or a strong.
It's 50-50.
Because it could be, it don't necessarily have to be a relative. It could be.
I say it's 50-50. I know. Basically, the reason why I'm saying it's 50-50 on what you're saying, basically the influence. And actually what I'm about to say is both coming from influences. So basically somebody that you know directly that's going to, hey, you may want to rethink that ideal as a birthday gift or as a Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying? But also it's society. So it's still influence. Since society in my opinion, society has normalized a lot of behaviors that
weren't so normal back then.
Most definitely, and it ain't a thing to where it's like, I don't know. It's society has normalized a lot of things that most definitely are questionable. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely are questionable, and I think that for most people that don't know, they just go with the flow, or that don't have that influence, like you were saying, to where that will maybe interject. I mean, that's no difference from if you had a single dad. Or not even just a single dad, but a father that may not necessarily be with the mom, and he has his daughter for 6 months, and she have her for 6 months, or he have whatever the case may be. But the little girl come over and stay. Now, this is just a scenario. The little girl come over and stay, and he got a lady best friend. And everything that this father is showing his daughter when she's with him is rough as fuck. Just rough as hell. Hey, go out there in the dirt. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it, but it's like, damn, you may want to kind of ease up. You know what I'm saying? Or you may want to give a little bit of, hey, I want you to go play football. I want you to go play this. And I'm not saying that a woman shouldn't, but there still are other things that you can introduce to that father that he may not even necessarily be thinking, or even his way of disciplining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that's a whole different type of, because a lot of times you don't necessarily have to be, you could just give your daughters a lot of times a look, or with your voice, with your boys, you know what I'm saying? You may want to hey man, knock you upside your head, man. You better cut that out. And it's a difference, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference. So, but if he had that lady that may be coming around, or that best friend, that's a lady that's coming around, she's like, hey, you're a little too rough on her. I mean, you can still get your point across, and it's still gonna be just as effective. But if he don't have that influence, he wouldn't know that.
But if he played with a kitchen set, he might be a little,
Oh my goodness.
to where he know how to be a little dainty and shit.
All right, look, we'll be right back. We're going to take a little break, and we got a plot twist, though. We may contradict ourselves. But you got to find out. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. So, the question that I have for you, kind of going off of with the kitchen set scenario and parents being open with that, for people that may be like, I ain't gonna even say like myself, I'm not gonna say that, because for people that are just so hardcore to where it's like it's a no for nothing. I ain't letting my child touch nothing that's for the opposite sex. No, even if you got sisters, you better not touch that doll. You better not do this. I'm sending you to private schools with, or whatever. Do you think, because now it's an alarming rate, or is it really an alarming rate? But now it seems as if that the time that we're in now, you have a lot of children and young adults that are, I ain't gonna even say children, I'm gonna take that out of there. You have a lot of young adults, we'll just put it there.
Oh, you got some children too, though.
Well, yeah, you do. Okay, so I guess I can keep that in there then.
Yeah. So
you have a lot of people experimenting with the whole thing of, I am not, I'm a boy, but I really like girls. Or I'm a boy, but I really like boys. I'm a girl, I really like girls type of situation.
Or I'm a boy that wants to be like trans.
Yeah,
or
switching it up.
LGBTQ is what you're trying to say.
So my question to you would be, when do a parent actually embrace it? That's what I want to know. When you see that your child, this is what they want to do, when do you embrace it? Because there are a lot of parents that are upset at the fact that my child chose this route versus that route. They didn't go the traditional route. So my thing is, when do you as a parent embrace that?
That's hard. Because I really believe that it depends on the parent.
What you mean? You got to elaborate on that.
It depends on the parent. It depends on their parenting style. But it really depends on where the parent is at mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Or more so like how that parent was raised or what they've accepted throughout their life.
Okay.
Over the years. Because you will have some parents that actually know. Like, they were like, well, I knew that years ago. You just not telling me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you do get certain clues that you can kind of look at your child sideways and be like, I see that, but something just ain't right.
Just the benefit of the doubt.
It should be if you're a nurturer and you're parenting your children how you're supposed to be parenting your children, you will notice certain things. I gotta disagree with you though. But I feel that's just how I feel.
No, I'm just saying I gotta disagree with you.
Yeah, but I feel that you will start to notice certain things and certain changes. Like, it can be stuff like, wanting too much privacy or wanting to seclude yourself or not wanting to be around everybody, or certain topics or certain things you kind of shy away from. It could be clothes. It could be just the shoes. It could be the way you want to wear your hair. It could be many of things that can give parents like that clue. Or like you just even with little boys, even with the basketball player whose son came out and they're, accepting of it. They accepted it like soon as he said it. But that's because it's like normalized.
Now it is though.
Now it is.
So that's a good transition then. I mean, you still didn't necessarily answer the question.
Well, I answered.
You didn't answer
that question.
You didn't. No, you didn't. I said, when do you start embracing it?
When do you start embracing it? I feel that you should start embracing it.
At what age?
What age? I feel that it should be many of conversations to be had between you and that child. Because you still have to know where that child's head is at with it all. Because a lot of kids say stuff and they haven't even reached puberty yet. And I think once a child hits puberty, that they should know something or somewhat about what they like. Because your body haven't went through the change yet. So when you're talking about most kids and what we learn in sex development or what you call it? Sex education. What we learn, most kids hit puberty at about 12?
Now it's even earlier, but yeah.
Yeah.
At
now it's even
13
earlier.
For sure.
But preteen age.
Yeah.
So I feel that it has something to do with that point and that peak in time. Because any little kid, I mean, you can even see the examples from like kids wanting to wear the colors, like how we were just talking about the toys, and some boys want to wear pink and dresses and things of that sort. But a lot of that's influence though. It could be a thing to where maybe the dad works all the time, or he may not be around. You know what I'm saying? Or he just that type of dad to where he's not necessarily hands-on. All he do is work, come home, sleep, eat. Work, come home, eat, sleep. Work, come home, eat, sleep. That's it. Schedule.
I mean, that's it. That's all he do. He don't really like being, because you got people that's in dynamics, that's in relationships to where they only in it for the children. Or the woman she's agreeing to the fact that whatever he's doing, as long as he paying the bills, she just want the children to see
him in the house.
the image of a family. So it may be a dynamic to where the mom is the one that's doing all of the raising, and the mom is the one, she got this.
But the daddy also saying where his money being spent.
But no, listen, what I'm saying is that if it's a thing to where if you have a little boy or whatever the case, and I mean, and I may have another scenario. The other scenario may not even apply. But with this one, if it's in that thing where you're saying like the little boy wearing pink, it could be a thing to where the mom is the one. The mom is the one. She's taking this little boy everywhere with her, and she's the one that's, going to the store, shopping, doing all of this, going to Bath and Body Works, and this is all he's seeing. He don't see anything else, and she's allowing. You know what I'm saying? So it's the influence. So you can't necessarily say that, that he made this conscious decision on his own. You can't say that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he made that conscious decision on his own, because at the end of the day, it's what the parent chooses to do for that kid and chooses what to buy for that child. Like, because at that point in time, before they hit puberty, they really don't know what it is that they want. They really don't know what it is that they like, because you just walk in your mom's room one day and say you want to wear a dress and you a boy. Like, that takes some type of talking, to where did you get that from? Where did you see it? And I mean, especially if you don't see daddy running around here in a dress. So,
but like I said, daddy may not be around like that.
That's true too. But I want you to give your perspective too. Because, something like that was personal to you, you know what I'm saying? Like with you being raised by all female.
Well, I mean,
not necessarily saying that you were like that as a child.
It was a thing. I would say for me personally, it was kind of, I don't know, did you say that earlier or did you just now say it? But like, I mean, there were certain things that I gravitated towards. You know what I'm saying? So even though that, I was raised around having a lot of girl cousins and aunties or whatever the case, I still gravitated towards the fellas on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Up the block, I still gravitated towards that. So it was certain things that I naturally gravitated towards. Now, I'm not gonna lie. There was certain shit that to where when I was coming up to where I cried about a lot of bullshit. But I had to understand, like, it's like, dog, that's something you don't do all, you know what I'm saying? For a little boy to cry all the time. I mean, maybe for a little boy, it could be a thing where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you crying, whatever. But then you getting older, you being a teenager, you becoming a man, and it's like, dog, this nigga crying about, you know what I'm saying? It's like you, at some point, you or somebody need to check you. So it's shit that I had to learn to where it was like, dog, okay, that's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit that I had to learn as a young man to where it was like, it's just certain shit you just don't let fly. Now don't get it twisted, because I know you got these whatever type of people, whatever y'all want to call yourselves or whatever. You got them people, men's supposed to cry, men's supposed to do it. Yeah, I'm not saying that you don't. But what I'm saying that is when you have, as a lot of you ladies that say that's single, he acting like a bitch, or he acting like this or that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Them bitch ass tendencies and stuff like that. It becomes a point in time to where that shit has to be checked. And if it's not checked, that's what y'all dealing with right there. So when y'all talking about y'all dealing with these guys that's whining and all that type of shit, that's because y'all thought it was, well, not y'all, but their parents thought it was cute. They didn't check them. And boom, now you dealing with it. So now he's your bitch to deal with. Sorry. That's the only way I can put it. I'm serious. You have to put certain things in this proper perspective, and people don't. The world we live in now, man. I'm serious.
You bringing the smoke, the fire,
man. Look here.
The heat, the fireplace.
Look here,
the
man.
amber lamb.
I done already went through one of the most. I ain't gonna say devastating, but one of the most situations that I didn't think I was gonna be able to do, which is walking away from my job on standing on what I believe on. You know what I'm saying? Or believe in. I done did that shit, and it's like, I ain't saying that I'm untouchable, but it's like, man, whatever on that. I mean, me just talking and conversing. If you can't talk and converse, then it's like, whatever. And I'm gonna speak my mind. But at the same time, though, going back to the conversation, at the same time, you have parents to where when they start realizing or seeing certain things in their children to where it's like, damn, okay. At this point, I'm speaking to where it's like they 15, 16. It's dating the appropriate age now to where it's like little boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever should be coming around. You have some parents that feel as if anger is going to change the dynamics of the situation.
And it's not.
It's not. That's why I said it's a plot twist before we went to that 30-minute break. That's why I said it's a plot twist. So I kind of feel as if, in my opinion, I agree with you what you were saying to where, you know, that do they call it the adolescence age or whatever?
Puberty or
yeah. So during that time frame, and if it's even younger, you talk to them. You make sure, I mean, because they're not fully developed. I mean, hell, you got some people that's older than that that's still not fully mentally developed. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about a child, put this child in a child's place. Talk to them. You know, see where their head is at. See, and I'm not saying that these children out here are dumb as hell. I'm not saying that, because a lot of them know way more than a lot of you parents. A lot of
these kids is teaching these kids a lot of stuff that you don't know that they being taught when they out of your presence.
Big time. So once when they under a certain age, talk to them, try to guide them, and try to make sure that is, in my opinion, I would try. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna necessarily say what you should do, because you can do what the hell you want to do. But I'm gonna say I personally would try to make sure that just see where your head is at. You know what I'm saying? Just see where that child head is at, especially if they're under a certain age. And then when they start getting to that, 15, 16, when they start getting close to those ages or whatever the case, maybe 14 on up, then it's a thing to where it's like, you know, some of your barriers, I feel as if some of my barriers would have to be let down. Mm-hmm. Because at that point, it's like, I'm not saying that things won't change or can't change, or that this particular individual, child, or whatever case, is making a wrong decision, or they don't know what they want,
or that it's a phase.
But so that's why I kind of feel as if it's like you just gotta kind of let certain things down. You don't let. I mean, that's what it is. If they feel as if that they're going to date, they want to go out to the movies with this individual, you gotta just let them be. You know what I'm saying? But anger is not gonna change it. Now, hold on, before I forget this. Uh-oh. Now, when you said the thing about like phases, that's another questionable shit that I got there. Because because the thing is, it's just certain dynamics that I just don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? And why don't let me say that the dynamics that I don't understand? It's just certain things that are questionable, because, and you have to put that out there, because you got to think, you have all of these different social media platforms that's, once again, the key word is influencing the society part and the social media part. And with all of the people in the beginning that said, hey, you can play with easy bake ovens and do this and do that and paint your nails and go to school and wear a dress, making those type of conscious decisions, how do you know that didn't necessarily influence your child to want to do those things?
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that nothing is wrong with it. My thing is, but how do you know that that's not what it is? Because it's a cruel, hard ass world out here for that. And that's a whole nother dynamic that I'm not about to get into, but that shit is rough.
What I was going to say, too, is depending on when they get to that adolescence phase, because, you start talking to your children. We're still parents in here. So it's like we're still learning as we're going. We're not trying to say that we experts or that we know everything, or, this
it's more so like a what if.
This is what if, and this is kind of, this is coming from our standpoint and our opinion. But what I've always been taught from my mother was that, you start talking to these children as babies, and when they're young, just doing little stuff, playing dolls, playing house, just to see how their lingo and all of that stuff is going. Not necessarily saying playing dolls with boys, but you know what I'm saying, like scenarios, sparking your imagination, talking to them, at the right age when you feel that they're mature, start talking to them about the birds and the bees and what's going to go on with your body once you hit this stage, because you don't want them just to be out there just dumbfounded when, you start to menstruate, or when boys start going through what it is y'all go through.
Having wet dreams. Pre-time and all that shit.
And all of that stuff. You kind of want to build them up so they can be like, okay, I know when I get to a certain age, this is going to be happening. My body's going to be changing. I'm going to be going through all of these hormonal changes, testosterone, estrogen, and all of that good stuff, And when you instill that in them, and when they know, when you talk to them when they're younger, a lot of times, depending on the situation and how you parent, they may be a little bit more open with you when it comes to, expressing how they feel and their thoughts and their likes and their dislikes. So I think, too, adding that with trust and building that trust in that relationship, because 9 times out of 10, if they 14 and you don't trust them to go out there, to go to the movies and come back home, or to go out there and trust that they're going to do what they said or where they're going to be at when they say they're going to be there, that's a whole situation to where it can make parents bombard, or I caught you once, you said you was going to be here.
But that's now a parent that does all of that. That's where I think the anger comes in, because it's like, I trusted you to do what I thought that you were going to do. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought that you were going this way, or whatever the case. Or I thought, I caught myself doing everything what, quote unquote, whatever's supposed to be considered the right way. But then you
flip the script.
You do everything completely different. You know what I'm saying? Everything completely different from what I thought. And I think that's where the anger comes in at. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the anger come in at, you know. But hey, I mean, what do we know?
We learning. That's what we doing.
Because I know this is off topic. It's off topic, but it's somewhat still dealing with, you know, little people. And I know for sure I used to ask a lot of my coworkers that I know that had children that was older than Gabe and Cassidy at the time. And I would always ask them, I would say, like, you know, how do you deal with, you know, tablets and cell phones? Because I knew, you know, coming. Yeah, I knew it was coming. And then I also knew too, it's like, okay, when they are young, you know, when they put it like this, when they're under a certain age to where it's just, you know, playing little color and mouse games, little cartoon, little apps or whatever the case. Once they get past that phase and they can start saying certain shit. Because you could just hit the Google button and you can speak what you want. You know, a lot of us that are parents now and much older, a lot of us lied about a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You actually either had to find somebody's dirty magazines, somebody's DVD collection.
Have your friend call the boy on three-way so you can talk to him and you weren't supposed to be talking to
but I'm talking about the dirty stuff. I'm talking about the dirty
but that's
stuff.
part of the whole thing of dating.
Back then, besides the dirty magazines and DVDs, I already said that. Or somebody that had the cable channels or the messed up cable channels with the blurred vision type stuff. But a lot of people lied about that shit. So you had to do research. You had to be a detective to get this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you can just have the basic of the basicest phones, a prepaid phone, and you hit the button and say whatever, porno, and it's popping up. It's you know what I'm saying? It's not hidden. It's not discreet.
There's no discretion anymore.
It's there.
Even with these television shows that are on television.
It's there. So,
even with these movies that are, it's like you can almost predict it though in these movies and TV shows. It's like when you be watching TV show, you be like, man, it's good. You just like, I knew it.
Yeah, I'm always doing that shit about the shows.
I knew they was gonna put this.
It's coming. Like I'm making bets on some people that I see now.
Oh my god.
You know who I'm talking about. Yep. Well, I mean, I feel as if we got our point across today.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me, I do.
All right. So, I know she's hungry. I know they're hungry.
Yeah, we go through stages. We go through stages of hunger.
So, I know it's about that time. So, do you want to go ahead and wrap it up, or you just want to be the plug up out of here? Which one?
Wrap it up. Wear condoms. Make sure you're out there safe. Something.
No, that is true. Ain't no saying
no. But when you say wrap it up,
I'm going out here like Willie Lump Lump. Who the hell is Willie Lump Lump anyway? No, go ahead, man. Wrap it on up.
All right, don't be like me and be out in these streets wobbling like Fred G. Sanford at the end of the day, because you know, pregnancy is doing something to my body this time around.
Man, I'm damn near 40.
How about this? I'm 26 and
26 where?
I'm 26.
Back then?
No, I'm 26 now.
Oh, whatever.
I'm 26. I should have had these babies at 20. Like, we should have been tangling at 20.
Man, nah, because that would have messed up my whole whatever.
He would have had an attitude. He was spoiled, too.
I couldn't do that.
He spoiled the hell out of himself and me.
Blowing money was blowing money for me back then was a must.
Yeah, so
blowing money.
But I'm just thinking, like, I was having that discussion too with, you know, wrapping all of this up, like having babies then in your 20s as opposed to your 30s. It's like you just feel like it's taking a toll. You're getting old. Like
set in your ways. Your body's starting to, you know, you're becoming a monument. All right. Until then, we'll be back. Hey.
Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly